This video is sponsored by Helsinki Metal Festival 2023.
Hello everybody out there, this is Kai.
And Michael.
And we are booked for the Helsinki Metal Fest as headliners on the
11th of August.
11th.
After all the cancellations and stuff, we're happy to finally come to your country.
Yeah. Come
See you
watch
there
us.
then.
Yeah.
Welcome to Rauta's Pagan Black Metal Reviews. This time we have a band from Slovakia. And this is not exactly a well-known band, Krajiny Hmly, or something in that direction. Don't take me for pronunciation. I have absolutely zero idea how this is properly pronounced. So my ramblings don't really matter here. This is a CD release, obviously, with quite thick of a booklet, and I guess it will include lots of things like lyrics for those who want to read them. And as you can see, there are lyrics both in English as well as, I would assume, Slovakian ways, which is actually great fan service if you ask me, because then you get to learn the language and you get to read it in two different languages. So those who prefer the original one, those who prefer translations, both parties are being served. So I gotta say, I like this style. This is not this is not unique, but it's certainly rare. There are bands that have done similar things, for example, Finnish, English, or whatever, but this is indeed quite a rare thing. So four guys doing pagan black metal, and I think it's worth mentioning why it's more like paganic. Is that this is not your typical Norwegian satanic church burning band, but well, more going into traditions, folkier stuff and all that stuff. And that kind of shows throughout the album. I mean, it's very audible in a way without emphasizing it too much. Sometimes this album has parts that really remind me of Gravelands. You might hear some kind of a battle sounds, and there are melodies and all that stuff, which kind of makes this very Slavic take on black metal. Those who are already familiar with the kind of a Eastern European thing, the style of black metal, whether it's about, coming from Poland, Czechia, Slovakia, Slovenia, whatever, you probably feel like, okay, hey, this is like me going back to home. There are plenty of bands that have incorporated certain melodies, certain kind of a pagan, almost folkier vibes. For example, this album at certain points sounds like it's like folk metal riffs put into black metal format, and that's when it actually happens. You get the pagan feeling from the folkier parts, but then again, it's also a lot of aggression and fierce playing with the more fast tempo, traditional second wave black metal things. So pagan black metal, in my opinion, describes this pretty well, because it's kind of a best of both worlds in a sense. Like, yeah, it's definitely black metal with the raspy vocals, certain parts used and elements into use, but also it's like taking that folkier output to really take a step away from the bands that are more like warlike, be it Black Death or just plain ass war metal, or bands that are very satanic, dark, sinister and all that stuff. So this is more like down to earth in a way, and definitely more into pagan traditions when it comes to the folkier parts. I keep saying that in different ways, but I really hope that my message goes across and you will understand what I mean. However, the songwriting isn't too shabby. I mean, I kind of like the style what the guys are doing, but none of these songs are exactly very good or memorable. And the same thing goes for these folkier parts. I mean, I kind of like what they're doing in so many ways, but I don't feel the love. The thing here is, I like the style, but I find this execution a little bit filled with flaws. So the result here is kind of okay. It's not good, but it's beyond mediocrity, at least a little bit. There are parts where it's kind of like almost flies, but the result is more like a chicken fly, not your favorite bald head eagle or whatever. But there are parts, so maybe you will need to give this a listen, especially if you have a soft spot for pagan black metal or other bands, folkier bands too. Then this might really serve your needs or taste buds and all that stuff. But I mean, if you're looking for more traditional Norwegian take of black metal, if you want your black metal sound dark, evil and sinister, then this is probably not your cup of tea. And in case you wonder where my CD is, I just forgot it in the CD player, but there's really nothing to show apart for the booklet and packaging here. But links are provided in the description box. Go listen to it if you feel like it's your cup of tea, and if not, well, at least now you know. One more underground band to serve you and all that stuff. Looking forward to your comments and questions in the description box, comments box, whatever. Click like if you like the review, and maybe subscribe to the channel. Thanks, and bye-bye.